This was the one. This was the one for me, Stephanie. Yeah, okay. I knew it. I said, Stephanie, if Stephanie's hearing what I'm hearing, both of us are going crazy right now. This is the Emma effing one, okay? Hello, welcome to the Picture Podcast. We are your hosts, James
and Stephanie.
Here on the Picture Podcast, we're passionate about good music and a great vocal. We'll use the vehicle of NBC's The Voice to give you our take and our feedback on each contestant's vocal and overall performance. Here on the Picture Podcast, we will give you that feedback, but what we're never here to do is come for anyone's character or any contestant as a human being. That said, we may come off a little pitchy. You see, I feel a little vibrato in there for a second.
I did.
You know what I mean? But we'll always do our best to speak our truths with love, kindness, and most importantly, respect. And with that, let's jump off to night one of the knockouts. Here we go. Battle Royale, y'all.
Yes,
3
yes,
on
yes,
3
yes.
on 3 on 3.
Well, 3 on 3 on 3. No, 3 on 3 on 3 on.
What's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on? Okay. So let's jump right in because we got so much to talk about, and Stephanie and I are exhausted.
Let's do it.
Because we are real people with real lives. All right.
Yes.
Our first coaching trio for the knockouts was our leak for the week. So we had all weekend to marinate. But Stephanie and I didn't really get all weekend to marinate over that. But we did get a chance to marinate. Well, at least I did today. And that was Snoop's trio of Austyns, Christina, and Jake.
Yes.
You can get a more different genre sounding song choice trio than these.
Right.
And I love it. And
right.
This is and like this trio for me and a lot of the trios tonight is why The Voice is The Voice. Because you just got all the people who would never, ever, ever do a concert together. And it's just great.
Right.
So we first had Mr. Austyns, who did one of, I think it was Luther Vandross's last number one hit before he got ill and unfortunately left us on this earth way too gone too soon. And that's Dance with My Father. And I love the Be Real because it showed his dad, who Austyns was singing to. I was like, okay, you are a spitting image. Like your father spit you out, sir. Like that was eerie.
It was eerie. Like, no, it really was eerie. Yes.
Austyns in the 1970s or 80s. Like I didn't get it because I was like, dude, you look just like your dad. I said, I love this song. This song took a really long time to grow on me because it was like much later Luther. And, if you follow Luther Vandross, Luther hit his stride in the late 70s, 80s, and early 90s. And this was like the 2000s Luther. And a lot of people don't know this, but this was written by Richard Marx, who wrote had that huge song in the 80s, Right Here Waiting, wherever you go, whatever you do. And if you hear the Dance with My Father song, you hear that song, like the influence of that song in it, right?
Now that you say that, I do. I didn't know that.
So yeah, Richard Marx wrote this song, and I said, first of all, Austyns' falsetto, and this is just from the Be Real, his falsetto's crazy. Crazy. We got a lot of people this season. Their voices are just crazy. I said, Snoop is everything. This man is everything. Everything. I would say, and y'all can argue with me if you want, greatest coach ever on this show I've ever witnessed. The sincerity, the advice, and the thing is the thing that I get chills thinking about Snoop because Stephanie and I, we grew up with not being allowed to listen to Snoop, right? Snoop was a gangster rapper. You know, when Stephanie and I were young, we had to sneak. He was one of the people we had to sneak to listen to,
Snoop.
right?
Yes,
And
yes.
the thing is, a Snoop will. I think the thing that people love about Snoop, and I'm sorry, I'm taking my time with him, but y'all need to hear this. The thing that people love about Snoop is he is unapologetically Snoop, but he's also like a dad. He's also a man with feelings. He's also a genius.
Yes, he is.
Genius musically. I said, Stephanie and I had a brief conversation earlier about this song choice, and this is kind of going to be a common theme for tonight, you all, that some of these song choices we wouldn't necessarily have picked. Not saying that they're bad songs, but when you're in a knockout round, you need something that's going to grab. With segue into this a little bit later, with which I think someone like Christina did impeccably, right? I think she picked the perfect song. That's what I want in my knockout rounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and we'll get to Christina in just a minute. I said, but Austyns slays, y'all. He slays. I was really listening to him sing this song, and it was a perfectly sung, executed in every way song. I said the delicateness that he came in with that song, every choice, Stephanie, every phrase he ended, it was perfection. Even though I didn't think that this was the greatest song choice for a competition.
Right.
I appreciate that the entire first verse was sung straight.
Yeah.
Then he Austyns it a little bit later. I said it sounded at points that he was like visiting The Voice. Like he's an established artist. He was just there to do a guest spot. He's that good.
Yep.
I said the only thing I would have done, and this is another common theme tonight that a lot of people that it bothered me tonight. Open your eyes, bruh. Open your eyes. I understand that you are singing with feeling and passion and emotion, and it's very difficult, and you're just doing everything you can to get through it. But Sting made that comment that Stephanie often makes. And I'm sorry, y'all, the mega mentor for the knockouts, you all, is Sting and Jennifer Hudson. And Sting was for this group, and Sting made the comment that Stephanie always makes, in that be careful when a song gets too emotional, because it can lock you up. And Sting said that. I'm glad he made that comment. I said Austyns' connection with the audience, I loved it, and it was absolutely stunning. So Stephanie, I think we should volley back and forth just to change it up. So you do Austyns, and then we'll go to the next artist. How does that sound?
Okay. Yes and amen to everything that you said about Austyns' performance. He has just this smooth, easy, mature sounding R&B voice. The falsetto is beautiful.
It's a Luther type voice, you know?
It really is a Luther type voice. No, it really is. It
sounds like Luther, but Luther type, like you said.
Luther type, like, yes, in tone and in quality, absolutely. I love the way that he could keep his emotions in check, but still give us vulnerability. That's really hard to do, especially when you are really emotionally attached and connected to a song like he was with this. Just like you said, he was, I put pro. Like, he seemed like he was a guest artist on the show. I love the way that he used vocal dynamics, like the loud and the quiet, to tell the story of the song, along with his vocal choices. I would love to hear him sing some gospel on this show, because I think that he would murder, and I think that I would be slain on the ground. One last thing I want to say is that, touching on the point that you made about what happened at the rehearsal, it was so beautiful to watch Black men be vulnerable and show their emotions.
Talk about it, Stephanie.
It was so beautiful to watch Snoop be unashamed to comfort this man as he was grieving the loss of his father, and to show masculinity in showing his vulnerability. It was so beautiful.
In humanity, right?
and humanity.
You know
It
what?
is
That
something.
whole
It's
that whole
something.
patriarchy BS, that whole machismo. I don't have time for it. I really don't.
It's something that we do not get to see in males as a whole, but in particular, Black men.
Black men.
So I really loved seeing that, and I appreciate them both. And I appreciate the voice for taking the time to show that footage. I thought it was beautiful. Mm-hmm.
Tonight, now that I think back to the show, tonight made quite a few political statements. If you can, little politics was sprinkled throughout.
I don't know if I would call it politics. I would call it,
I
would call it illuminating the humanity of people that are often seen in one way, but they highlighted a different way to see people that is not the stereotypical way of seeing some folk.
So eloquently put, Stephanie.
I'm trying. Listen, I'm trying.
I just was like, look, they were like, look, we're talking about colorism. We're talking about getting shot as Black lives,
getting shot.
Protest.
Yes.
That's how you raise a young black man. Like, black male humanity. Like, we're talking about it all tonight. So if you don't like it,
they were laying it bare.
All right. Okay. So next is my girl. I have said this about Christina from the get. I said, Christina, she's always going to grab you by your collar and make you stand for her, make you hit that button for her. She is a performing powerhouse.
Yes, she is.
And you know what? I want to know about her, Jesus. I really do, because she's so cool. Right? She's so cool, so down to earth, doesn't seem holier than thou. Picked the perfect song. Wasn't so holy that she's no earthly good, as the Bible says.
On.
She's like, shoot, I cuss on Sunday. That's the first lyric. I said, whoever wrote this song. So my church, she sang my church. I said, week in and week out, Christina forces you to love her. She is captivating on stage. I said, the way she works the stage is, Stephanie and I will tell you, it is pure worship leader pro.
It really is. It really is.
She talks to you. She tells you the story. She shows you her vulnerability all through her singing and performing. Mm-hmm. I said, this is someone who attacks every performance and who is like, you know what? I'm going to win this show by hook or crook. I said, she's a thief, y'all. She's a thief. It don't ever be in a competition with this young lady. She's going to steal it every time. She's going to hurt your feeling because she's going to take all your jewelry, all of it.
Yes.
Stephanie.
Yes. This performance was like in the quick Instagram post that they showed before I got to watch the actual YouTube. One of the first shots before even seeing her was seeing all of the coaches standing. And I was like, well, there she go again. Sis got them standing every time.
One chair turn, y'all. One chair turn.
That she got a new story to tell. She got a new story. The performance quality is off the chart. The way that she can communicate these lyrics is incredible. It's just incredible. The vocal is powerful. Like there's a little sprinkling of oil on that throat. There was snappage that happened in the middle of that song. That run that she did at the end, I said, and she meant that thing. When the face gets all scrunched, when you don't care how you look when you sing, you know you fitting to sing that thing down, and that's exactly what she did.
Don't hurt him. Don't hurt him.
Right. There were a couple things that I noticed that I want her to watch. One thing I want her to watch is her diction. I think because of the way that this song is drawy in how it elongates the notes at the end with the and the swoops. I think a little bit of her words got lost for me because I don't know this song that well. So I lost some of the words in her diction. And also, Snoop told her in the rehearsal to use her growl, and she did. I would have liked a little less growl than what she was doing in this song. But overall, what I love about Christina is that there is a sincerity about her. And sometimes when people perform in the manner that she does, it could come off as showy and insincere. But it does not for Christina. It does not come off that way. Everything about her performance comes off sincere, and I love it. I
Was
loved
there
it.
a piece of the stage that's not used by her?
There is not a piece. All the floor is touched.
All of
The
it.
floor is touched. All of it, and I love it.
She knows how to move and work a crowd, and
Yes.
that's not something you're taught.
No, it's not.
Yeah, she's a thief. Okay, so our final in this trio is one of the other country artists, Jake, the baritone cowboy, as I like to call him. And he sang "Going, Going, Gone." I love this song. I love this song. I said, and Stephanie, help me out. The first line I had was, this performance started off a little flat for me. Not flat in tone. It just started off a little low energy. And I was like, is that just Jake's vibe? You know?
Listen, Jake is the calm in the storm, okay? Jake is that rock. Jake is not going. Jake is one of them dudes that is not, this is how he comes off. This is how he seems. This is how we see you, Jake. This is how I see you. I see Jake as being, I want to be with Jake when ish goes down. Okay? If something go down, I want to be with Jake. Because Jake is going to know what to do. Yeah, Jake going to know what to do. Jake going to do what needs to be done. Jake is going to keep everybody calm. And Jake is not going to be shaken by whatever happens. Jake is going to take care of business, keep everybody calm, keep everybody safe. And if there's one person that don't make it out, it's going to be Jake because he done saved everybody else.
Right.
So Jake is just here.
Thank you for the context. Thank you. It's a steadiness. It's a rock, like you said. It's a foundation. Right?
It's that foundation.
I said, because I felt like when Jake got to the bridge, I felt like that's when Jake like really started to really give me performance that I was looking for. I said, I felt like he brought his emotion to the bridge, and from there on out, I said, I think his lows need a little bit more support, specifically on this song, because I remember hearing Jake and his lows being so rich and so velvety. They were, and maybe because they were a little bit more talky on this song, and it needed to be a different approach. It didn't feel as warm and as velvety. It sounded a little like unsupported to me, but that could just be the whole versus speaking portion, because his voice, I think Sting made a really good point, like the range, like I'm talking about that he takes so much care of his low, and then he can give you, and it's effortless. He can give you the range. I said his voice can soar. It soars vocally. And I felt it really soaring by the end of the performance. And I felt like Jake was our dark horse for this performance, for a little foreshadowing. Because I was like, I think Jake might be going home. By the end of it, I was like, they can't send him home. Right. That was too good. Right. That was too good. Like, 3 of these people tonight, I was like, yo, they came in strong. Stephanie?
Right. Yeah, I thought that his baritone was just as consistent and just as captivating as his tenor in this song. I felt like, and I'll have to go back and listen to his Blind and to his Battle. But I feel like the tone and tenor of this song required not power. It required a bit of vulnerability, which could make his baritone sound a little bit quieter and not as powerful. But I didn't mind it. And again, I was listening in my good ears. So for me, it cut. it cut through, and I was not lacking in anything in his baritone. And for me, I'm looking and extra listening to that for Jake, because I know that is something that he has vocally, and nothing was lacking for me. The vocal is so sincere. I ain't a country fan like that, y'all, but give me all of Jake's albums. Give me all of Jake's albums, because I just feel like he is going to tell you a sincere story. And the cool thing about his voice is, like you said, by the time he got to the chorus and the bridge, when that voice opened up and he got into the tenor portion of his voice, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like his voice just felt expansive. And there's a little bit of grit in there. He did a little bit of runs in there. Like, there were these little subtle surprises within this performance. So I was like, oh, you got a little bit of that too?
Right.
So I really like this song. I did not know this song. It could have been, for all I knew, it could have been Jake's song. He could have written it. That is how he sold this song and performance for me.
They said it felt like you wrote it. So there was nothing but pops for this.
It was like they was playing the bongos or something. It was like, right.
So Stephanie.
All right. So let me break it down. Let me break it down. So Snoop chose Austyns as the winner of the knockout. And then Christina was saved by Snoop. And then Jake was stolen by Gwen. So all three of Snoop's artists moved through to the playoffs.
And just to show you how strong the performance was, Christina got hits from everyone, right?
Yes, she did. I thank you for saying that.
Yeah, Christina got hits from everyone. So she got a save and 3 steals.
So that is what I mean by when we were talking about her previously, like she rewrote that story, because she went from being a one-chair turn, and this time everybody hit their button to have her on their team.
Mic. He said, remember who turned, he said, baby, who turned for you for your one chair?
Who turned?
Snoop.
Snoop.
He said Snoop. Snoop.
Snoop.
That's why I'm staying with Snoop. and then
it was so good.
Gwen and Reba had to fight it out over Jake.
Over Jake. Yeah.
So great, awesome way to start the show. Awesome.
Yes.
Okay, moving on now. Team Reba and Reba had J Hud, and I was like, that's going to be a great pairing, because they both had those similar like mama personalities, right?
Yes.
Mama or homegirl or whatever personality.
Yeah.
And this I was like,
auntie.
Auntie. Yeah, they're gonna be a great coach, mega coach. So you had Adam, Cassidy, and Jaukeem. And Adam sang a song I had never heard. But
I've heard this song
by Black Puma, the Black Pumas, and that's Colors. And I said, I didn't know about Adam. Because Adam, presented himself as you like, I'm kind of like that nerdy. But Adam is so aware of who he is, and I love it. So Adam,
he let us know tonight.
He unapologetically said, "Yo, I'm a black man. I'm a light-skinned, I'm a biracial black man, but I am a black man, and I need people to know that I'm a black man." He said, and in our community, we struggle with something called colorism. And Stephanie and I know a ton about colorism, because we are considered the light skins versus brown skins. And we're not going to get into whole that. Go watch the movie School Days. It'll tell you, Spike Lee School Days. It'll give you a whole breakdown of what colorism is. Okay, we don't have time to talk about that today. But it's something that Stephanie and I have experienced
podcast.
Live, or our entire adult lives. I didn't realize until somebody told me I was old and I was light skinned. So I was like, you lied. I told somebody they were lying when they told me I was light skinned. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. Anyway, Adam, let me tell you about this. I said, the oil on this man's throat. I said, I love Adam's voice because you never know what sound is going to come next. I said, he has this
that's right.
amazing, eclectic sounds that come out of his, and he'll change and manipulate his voice with every line. It's like sometimes blues, sometimes it's R&B, sometimes it's rock, sometimes it's soul. Like Adam has every genre coming out of every performance. Like every time he performs, and it's like he'll take a R&B line, he'll take a rock line, he'll take a jazz, he'll take a blues, he'll do all of that to his voice because he is a master musician, incredible. I put amazing musician. I said the fact that he changes and does that eclectic thing to his voice, it reminds me of Devix. When Devix used to throw everything at the kitchen sink at you.
Yes.
But again, open your eyes, bro. He has eyes closed the entire time. I was like, Adam, you are singing it down. Open your eyes. Look at us. Stephanie.
So Adam's voice, it was giving me Lenny Kravitz if Lenny Kravitz was more of a singer-songwriter voice.
Yeah.
And I spent way too much time. And what you did was sum it up perfectly, because what I was trying to do was spend way too much time trying to figure out which box to put Adam's voice in. And I was like, wait, but I hear this, but I hear R&B, but I hear pop, but I hear soul, but I hear, I was just hearing everything, and you summed it up perfectly. It's like every line was something different. And that is such a gift, to be able to be that transitional as an artist, to not have to be put in the box, to be able to just sing whatever you want to sing, and it's going to sound authentic in your throat. Like that is special. The range of it all, the soul of it all, just the beautiful tenor quality of his vocal is just amazing.
Did you hear him on that guitar,
also was like,
Stephanie?
open your eyes, bro, open your eyes. You can please look at us and sing to us. But
did you hear how he was playing?
What did you say?
I said, did you hear how he was playing? Incredible.
Oh my gosh.
His guitar playing?
He's just so talented. Yes. At one point, Snoop was like,
really,
work, nephew.
You like me?
Right. And Snoop was like, work, nephew. Work, nephew. Yeah. It was a wonderful performance. And I love that song. And I love the grit and the growl that he put on certain portions of that song, because that is what, at least a touch of that is what that song requires. So awesome job.
Awesome job. Cassidy.
Next.
She did some Bonnie Raitt, y'all. She did Love Me Like a Man. I love Cassidy's voice. I love it, love it, love it. I just thought for this particular song, Cassidy couldn't get dirty enough. Cassidy is not that type of singer for me. Now, I felt like she got more dirty as the song went on, but I needed gritty. I needed mud. Okay. I needed just dirt. I said, I went a little bit more dirty, a little bit more gritty. I love that she took a risk with the genre, because she did say that this was out of a genre that she normally does not sing in. So I wanted a little bit more bluesy for me. Not that she did not sing it flawlessly, because she's got an impeccable voice, but I felt like she let a little loose, a little more. And the word I use is, I felt she got like grittier with it as it went on. I said, but I wanted a little bit more holler in her voice on this song, because I know this song, and Bonnie Raitt, she hollers it down, and I think she has Cassidy has a bad enough voice that she could have hollered it down, but I felt I felt the performance was a little restricted. That for me, Stephanie.
That's interesting. I think See, I don't know that song. I don't know this song that well, so I don't have the same perspective as you. So I was coming into the song with kind of fresh eyes, like not influenced by the original song. She wasn't giving dirty, she was giving sultry. And that take,
Ah,
she was giving
okay,
sultry. And
okay.
if that was her take, I thought that she did it impeccably. And number one, she didn't have her guitar on her, which is always a risk I feel for somebody who does not who usually has a guitar or who is comfortable with performing with a guitar. So I was very interested to see how she was going to look and present herself on stage. And the whole time I was like, she is serving. She is serving on this stage. She is giving us sultry. It was like this light, rich, sultry tone that was coming out of her voice. I felt like she did a really good job telling the story. I thought that there was a little bit of rasp that we heard in her voice. I felt like there were a couple points where there was like even a little yodel in her voice. I think we both love when artists kind of talk to the crowd. So at one point she
Mhm.
was like, "Y'all listen up." I was like, "I'm all ears. I'm all ears." And
Right,
so was
right.
Buble. He kind of perked up. He was like, "Ooh, I like that." Um yeah, I thought that she had full command of the stage. I loved the confidence that she performed this song with. So I thought she slayed. I thought she
Hmm.
slayed.
Yeah, yeah. No, I thought it was good, but not. I thought she had sung previously better.
I,
That's me.
I guess I would say that this was a different side of her
Yeah,
that I
yeah.
saw.
That I
I
was
would
not
not, I
expecting.
would not, yeah, I was not expecting it. So I don't think that I would say it was better. Like, I thought they were equal, just different. I thought she just showed us a different side. And
I can
I
respect that.
really
I
enjoyed it.
can respect that.
Mhm.
Okay. So our last singer for Team
Reba.
Reba. Jaukeem's our next contestant. Our barely 13-year-old. Barely.
No, he's 14 now. He's 14 now.
Oh, but I thought he said he just
That's
turned
what
13.
no, they called him 13 and he said that he just turned 14.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. I heard that wrong. Okay, so high school freshman Jaukeem. I said, preach, boy. I said, he's such an old soul. Now,
Yes, he
this
is.
is just what I heard in the rehearsal, Stephanie. I said, watch the
Mhm.
runs. I said, it's getting a little away from you. Like I thought he was running a lot in the rehearsal, at least what I was
Mhm.
catching in the rehearsals. Um, and I love. He talked about his teenage problems. He's like, you know what? Sometimes I'll be struggling in school,
Yeah.
and I said, look,
Yeah.
it don't matter how big or how small the problem is. God knows, y'all. God knows.
That's
So
right.
don't
That's
talk
right.
about him because he's a freshman. He's got freshman problems. Okay, they're still his problems. Okay,
And
so
admire that he's going to the Lord with his problems.
exactly like Snoop said, you are
Mhm.
your grandmother, your mother, your father, your aunties.
Yes.
You are. And Snoop even called himself out. He
He
said, and I'm
did.
jumping around a little bit, but he said, I came on the scene as what not to do. He
Yeah.
said, as a black man in America, he said, you are being raised right. I need America to
Yeah.
see that this is how black boys are being raised. And I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said, it amazes me, getting down to the vocal with Jaukeem, it amazes me that this young man, this boy,
Mhm. Mhm.
how he keeps the intensity through
Yes.
every area of his voice. He keeps this
Yeah.
intensity when he's singing plain, the same intensity. That's why, y'all, it's not always about volume. It is about
Right.
just how consistent is that
Mhm.
performance or is that vocal. And I said, in the
Mhm.
low, the middle, and the high of his voice, all all have the same intensity in it. I said, I'm checking the birth certificate because, again, that's something that adult singers who've been singing for years don't consistently do. And it's just innate. It's natural. It's God-given. It's incredible.
Yeah.
I said, because this dude, this young man is just vocally insane. He's just vocally well beyond his years. I said, and I loved how it's like he heard my note because I don't think he used runs until the very end of the song. So
you're right.
And I loved it because he can sing straight. He can sing without doing all the vocal ornamentations or the acrobats. And his voice is that strong and it holds up that well. I said, awesome job, young man. That was very tasteful and it was very right on the money. Stephanie.
Yeah, it's really interesting because his voice, he has a mature sounding voice, but a youthful innocence and power at the same time. I love his diction. I could hear every word of that song. I love that. He even had a little growl in his voice. I was like, where you get that from? Where you get that from? The tone is just so beautiful. And just like you were saying, I wrote attack, but it speaks to what you were just saying about how he just has energy for every part of his voice. The holleration of it all, like the boy's voice is just drenched.
Did you see when he just bent over and just?
Oh, he started to become. Yes, the snappage had happened. The Holy Ghost had taken over. He was preaching, but at the end of the song, you could tell that he was getting emotional, and I was so impressed with the way that he was able to hold it and to keep his vocal where it needed to be to end his performance because. This situation being on a show like this is a lot for anyone, let alone a 14-year-old. So for him to be able to keep his emotions in check was incredible. I also really loved what Snoop had to say, and I was going to touch on that. And it's just beautiful to see that it doesn't matter where you start. It doesn't matter. Snoop might have gotten his platform in a way that may not be the best way to show a Black male, but look at what he's done. Look at what that springboarded him to be able to do. So it does not matter how you, it does not matter how you start, it's how you finish. And Snoop
is talking to people who would normally never listen to anybody except for somebody like Snoop.
Right.
And that's the real winner.
So it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And we pray that Snoop is a long ways away from being finished.
Right. So, who did Reba pick?
Reba picked Adam as the winner.
I was actually shocked by this. I was shocked, but I was very happy she picked him.
Who did you think she would pick?
I thought she was going to pick Jaukeem.
I did as well.
I thought she was going to pick Jaukeem. But I think she knew it was strategic. I think she knew Jaukeem would get stolen.
Yeah.
I think she knew that he put in a strong enough performance to be stolen.
Yes.
I'm glad because I don't know if Adam would have been stolen. I really appreciate that Reba sees that talent. She kept talking about how she sees an incredible talent, and to me, it's translating through the television.
Absolutely 1,000%.
He is a fierce talent.
Yeah. Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
So, who did Jaukeem get stolen by?
He got stolen by Michael Bublé.
Michael Bublé, which I was shocked.
If you noticed Bublé watching Jaukeem's performance, he was touched. He was touched. Before the young man even started singing, he pointed at him and was like, come on, you got it. So he feels something for this young man, and I think he did a great thing in saving him.
Yeah.
Or stealing him.
Awesome. And unfortunately, Cassidy got sent home. Which kind of stinks because I really liked her.
Yeah, me
Um,
too. Me too.
okay, so our next uh knockout trio were Camryn, Deon, and Jose Luis.
Mm, mm, mm,
And
mm.
my lord, yeah. Um, First of all, Camryn sang one of my favorite songs of all time. Anytime I hear this song, that just tears just well up in my eyes. I take it
Mm-hmm.
back to Pink's iconic. I think it was the Grammys. It was either Grammys or the American Music Awards where she did the Cirque du
One of them.
Soleil. It was,
Yeah.
if you've not seen it, it's the most astonishing performance you will ever see on TV,
Yes.
on stage. And I heard
Yes.
she does that for every one of her shows. Like I heard she does this
Yeah.
every time she sings a song.
Yes.
She does this, and has gotten
Yes.
actually hurt doing this.
Yes, she
Um,
has.
so glitter, and that song is "Glitter in the Air." Just a song. I really love her tone. Camryn brought
Oh.
darkness, like
Ooh,
a
come on, darkness.
thick fog
Come on.
in the. That's the only way I can describe it. Like a thick fog sound, and it was a mysteriousness
Come
to
on.
this song that
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard before, and I loved it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I said this song is everything Pink. Thank you for writing a masterpiece.
Yes.
I said, I think here's the thing. Camryn has such a special tone. I think that if Camryn would have run away with this knockout, if she would have emoted a little bit more than she did. I said because she's that good of a
Yes.
vocalist, and I just don't think the way she emoted matched how well she sang it.
Yes.
Stephanie?
Agreed. Agreed. Absolutely agree. I wrote Deep Rich Voice. I wrote she should have 6 records by now.
Yes.
I said come through alto. Come through alto. It was just beautiful. I felt like and again her vocal was flawless. Flawless. And Pink don't write no easy songs, so this is a hard song to sing, and she slayed it. But yes, I wrote There's a Wall. So her stage presence was beautiful, but because of what these lyrics are and what they mean, and especially what they mean to Camryn,
Yeah.
I felt like she could have done a little bit better of a job emoting it as well. And maybe this was one of these songs where it's like, if I emote too much, I'm going to lose it. And in that case, then either you got to try to emote, you got to try to get yourself there, or you got to try to pick another song where you can emote.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. It was a gorgeous, gorgeous rendition of the song. Pink would be thrilled to hear this rendition of the song, but I felt like presence. Yeah. I think just presence wise, that was a little lacking on stage. The emotion of it all. Mm-hmm.
Now, not lacking is who came next.
Not lacking at all.
That's Mr. Deon.
Not lacking at all. Yes.
Again, in the spirit of what we're talking about a little bit tonight, I think Nutbush City Limits by Tina Turner. I was like, what? Again, I love the song, but for this competition, I just didn't get it. This was the one that made me a little bit angry because I felt like this song did Deon a disservice. But then again, I was like, well, I think maybe he must have picked it. He must have picked it by the way that they were talking about in the B reels. Now I could be wrong, but he was so Tina Turner. I said that's why I want to do Tina Turner. Blah blah. And Sting was like, yeah. I was one of the last people to see Tina before she passed. I was like, of course you were, Sting.
Of course you were.
But yeah. I said, but Deon actually has a perfect voice for this song. He has a perfect because Tina hollered this song.
Yeah.
I said, I'm not sure. Now, here's the thing, and this, I don't think it had anything to do with Deon. I did not like the tempo. I thought it was too fast. I thought it was rushed.
Oh, okay.
Too fast.
Okay.
I said, this is me just being selfish, Stephanie and Pitchies. This is me just being selfish.
Okay.
I said, but there are so many other songs I want to hear in Deon's voice. Nutbush City Limits, I wouldn't have even thought to hear him sing this song.
Right.
Stephanie, we could just name countless songs that we Imagine if Deon got up there and sang some Teddy Pendergrass, some Harold Melvin and Blue Notes, If You Don't Know Me By Now. Like, imagine if he would have
sang. He could have sang What's Love Got to Do with It?
He could have done. Look, he could have done. We Don't Need Another Hero.
We don't need it.
You know, and I was like, really, Nutbush? Okay.
Yeah.
I said, he's a great performer. He's a great performer, though. I said, you couldn't take his eyes off him. Deon was the hardest working man in showbiz. He even like looked like he had a James Brown knit suit on.
Yes.
I said, with your Prince heels. I said, okay, Deon, we see you. But to me, the growls were a little off tonight. They were a little off pitch for me, Stephanie. And I felt like his phrases were a little clipped. Like, let's put city limits. Let's put city limits. Like, that's what I felt like. And I said, but, there's a big but you can't take your eyes off of him.
Well, that's for sure.
Stephanie.
That's for sure. This was just not the song.
No.
This is the voice. And this song did nothing for his voice. Now, we talking about the man that did with our friend with Danny. Okay, so we know the vocal that Deon has. And this song is a talk sing song. You're not singing anything about this song, really. You're just not. Like you're screaming. You're screaming. And so I would be really interested in understanding the thought process behind this song. Like we said, we don't know if this was his full choice. We don't know that. So if it was his full choice, then the best thing that you can do is perform the heck out of the song, which is exactly what he did. But if this is a singing competition, this song should not be on a singing competition because it does nothing. There's no way to make this song a singy song because you just ruined the essence of the song by trying to sing it. Like it just gives it a feeling or a feel that is not authentic to the spirit of the song. So he was just between a rock and a hard place. He had to kind of make a choice. It seemed like, am I going to try to sing it, or am I going to give it the essence that it deserves and perform the heck out of it? And for that, he did an incredible job. Yeah. But I just wanted to hear more of that delicious vocal that we heard in the battles.
Yep. And one of the judges said it. I think it was Michael who's like, I wanted to hear more of that. Yeah. Okay. So our last contestant in that grouping, that trio, was Jose Luis. We Can't Be Friends. I Wait for Your Love, or Wait for Your Love. By the Ariana Grande, who is about to, she and Cynthia Erivo about to come out with Wicked. Yes. Movie. Here's another song. I was like, I know this song really well because I have a 5th grade niece who is obsessed with Ariana Grande. And anytime I had to pick her up from school or whatever, this song, can you put on We Can't Be Friends? I'm just like, oh. So it's like I knew this song, so I was like, why? But it stopped there.
Okay.
It stopped there because I was like, it's Jose Luis. I mean, come on. It's over. It's a wrap. Said, yep. I love the control. Remember, you all, this young man has a huge voice. Yes. But man, so intimate and so soft. And as someone who has a pretty big voice, it's very difficult to do that, you all. It's very difficult to pull you in and be intimate and not blow you out of the water. Starting off, I said, I thought the opening was very intimate. I said, again, I don't know if I would have chosen this song. I said, but he is such an incredible vocalist. I got over that very quickly. Very quickly. I said the way he goes through his range is just insane. I said, songs don't move me. I said, this song does not move me. Voices move me. I said, float that cape, sir.
Come on, Cape.
Float that
Come
cape.
on, Cape.
But
Come on, Cape.
but in all seriousness, oh my gosh, the vocal. Did you hear like him just and then he just throws these little just sick runs in there, and it's just he is an assassin with his voice. An assassin.
He's an assassin. Oh my God. Unmatched. That's what I put. Unmatched vocal.
Yeah.
Unmatched. The vulnerability of it all, because like you said, he has a very big voice, but the way he was able to control it for this song was beautiful. Come on, falsetto. At the end of the performance, I just felt like whatever or whomever hurt him, he was just letting that thing go on the stage. You could just see the break happen, see the release happen. So I hope that performing this song for you was a release, and that you can move forward. How he make a cape emote? Okay, when he slung that cape at the end of the song, I was like, you better perform.
Come on,
I said, come through, and that's just stuff that like.
For a second, like.
But it was so slick. That's the stuff that you can't teach. That's the stuff that's just natural. You know, he is just such a natural performer, and like there is no part
going through wardrobe saying, "Nope, the cape. I want the cape."
Right, I want the cape. Like there is. I don't know what Gwen is going to do to coach him, because there's nothing. I don't know what needs to be taught, because there's no walls. He's got the vulnerability. He's got the vocal. He's got the stage presence. He's got the look. What is there to do other than to support and give a note here and a note there?
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe
Louise is a finished product.
Maybe expand his range on different song choices. That's the only.
Okay. Speaking of that, this is what I wanted to say. If you didn't like this song choice, I think maybe to emote the same kind of emotion, what would you think about him singing How Do You Sleep by Sam Smith?
That's it. Yeah. He's going to do Sam Smith. Yeah. He is going to do. I mean, he's like the Puerto Rican version.
Didn't he already?
Yeah. He opened with.
Did he do Sam Smith?
I think that was his blind.
Or the battle Lay Me Down. He did. Him and Austyns did Lay Me Down.
That's correct. Correct.
I want to hear him doing some How Do You Sleep.
Yeah. And Austyns got stolen. Okay, got it. Okay. All right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm glad they're both still in the competition.
Me too.
I'm glad. So, what happened with this round?
Okay. So in this round, Gwen picked Jose Luis as the winner, and unfortunately, Camryn and Deon went home.
I thought Deon got a bad.
Yep.
I just felt like he got Anyway, okay. So our final, I was like, who is Michael going to bring out tonight? Because Michael is such a strong team this season. I was like, okay, whoever Michael has, it's going to be nuts. We lost a contestant, unfortunately. We were told that after rehearsal,
we did.
Tanner, who was one of our country singers, decided to drop out of the competition. So, Tanner, if you are watching, the best of luck to you. Please let us know how you're doing.
Yes.
We sincerely, it is not us to share your business. We just want to know that you're doing okay. So if you want to shoot us a DM, please let us know, because you were Stephanie will tell you, you were one of my favorites, like, of the entire season.
Yes.
I am a big fan. We are Pitchy Podcasts are big fans of yours. Okay. So with that, we had Camryn and Sloane. Camryn sang the iconic Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell duet, "You're All I Need to Get By." And
I need
so Camryn, Stephanie and I talked about this on the Patreon, which we all want you all to join, please, so you can get bonus content. But I did not necessarily like this performance at all. And I'm going to tell you why. I like Camryn's voice. They are an incredible vocalist. They can sing the phone book as far as I'm concerned. I just am a purist when it comes to Motown. And if you're going to change it, I need to hear at least one verse. I heard a lot of back phrasing in the opening verse. I missed a lot of the words. I felt like it was more about vocal gymnastics more than lyrics. And again, Motown is some of the greatest written, cleverest written lyrics and sounds of all music. So they just have a gorgeous voice and great runs. That this is just a personal preference of mine. I'm not saying that you, Camryn, are not an incredible vocalist. I just didn't like the version of this song. And I'm glad, a little foreshadowing, I'm glad you're through, because I want to hear you on another song. Because I know there's some songs, like, I want to hear you, I want to hear the big stuff. I want to hear Camryn sing "Anytime You Need a Friend."
Oh, wow.
I know I'm going for the gusto. I want to hear.
Yeah, you are.
Like, I want the choir to come out with everything. Because I think Camryn can do it. I think Camryn is that talented. So great job. I just did not like the arrangement of this classic song, but I'm a huge, this is like, this song and Ain't Nothing Like the Real Thing are like two of my favorite Motown songs of all time. So I'm sorry, Camryn, I'm a Motown purist, and that's just me. Stephanie.
I think when it comes to these classics, it can be an interesting balance of not trying to sound karaoke, but not doing too much as well.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So
it's a tightrope. Yeah.
And it's a tightrope, and our personal opinions are based on our affection for the song. Yeah. So, I can definitely understand what it is that you're saying. I also feel like when you have a familiarity with the song, as Camryn does, apparently it's Camryn and their partners, one of the songs that they sing all the time. And sometimes when you sing a song a lot, you get almost too comfortable with
liberties.
Well, take liberties, but also when you were talking about the diction and losing some of the words, maybe that was because this is a song that they sing a lot. So so there's not a concentration on lyric because it's just kind of innate to them, but not really reflecting upon the fact that others need to hear the lyrics as well. And the vocal choices, I did not really mind. Now I always have to go back and listen again for certain things and to watch, because we're writing notes and stuff like that as we are listening. But I was not offended. And I'm not saying that you were offended, but I was not offended by any of the choices, because I think I leaned in this sense more towards, they are not singing a karaoke version of the song. They're making it their own. And I didn't mind the runs. Here's what I found fascinating. I found fascinating that they were duetting with the BGVs, because the BGVs, their mics were on. Camryn was singing the harmony part underneath of the BGVs that was singing the melody line, and I thought that was cool. They have a voice that sounds just like Tevin Campbell to me. Yeah. So I want to hear some Tevin Campbell. It was just it was R&B deliciousness to me. I really liked the performance. I really did. So that's my take.
So our final performance of the night was Sloane. Miss Sloane. What did Sloane sing?
Sloane sang "Can't Catch Me Now" by Olivia Rodrigo.
This was the one. This was the one for me, Stephanie. Yeah, okay. I knew it. I said, Stephanie, if Stephanie's hearing what I'm hearing, both of us are going crazy right now. This is the Emma effing one, okay?
This was the Emma.
I said, I heard, now, again, I heard some Tori Kelly in the softness of her voice. I heard some, and that is a compliment, Sloane. That because Tori's like the greatest voice of the now generation. Okay, she's like up there with like Whitney, Kelly, Celine, Mariah, like Jasmine. Like she's
all the one names. Like, all the one names.
I heard some Tori Kelly in the softness of her voice, which was a little scary. I said, "Oh, did you hear those runs in the middle of that song?" I was like, "Yo!" I said, "So." And then it was just so, it was so demure. No, it was just so understated.
Yeah,
it was so like Snoop said it. Like Snoop was like, "You are a star." Like I just felt like the camera loved her.
Yeah.
I said, "I don't know this song." I said, "But I want to learn this song because of how she's singing it." I said, "Tell the story, young lady. Tell the freaking."
Yeah.
I said,
"Yes."
Was one of the most brilliant, understated performances I've ever seen on this show.
Yes.
Stephanie.
Oh, I thought of it. She was giving Zoe. Yeah. She was giving Zoe. Okay. I don't know this song. I have not listened to Olivia's all of her albums.
I know her big stuff, but I don't know this.
I know the big stuff. I don't know the niche stuff. This must be a niche because I don't know this. But I start getting emotional in the rehearsal, hearing the instrumental lines to the song, and I was like, uh-oh. I said, what is this? This was giving me Electric Feels feel. That's what it was giving me. I was like, oh, there's something on this song. There's something on this song.
Yes.
And that Miss Sloane said, "There's blood on the side of the mountain." I said, "Excuse me?" I said, "Excuse me? What we doing?
What we
where are we going with this song in the best way?" I was completely captivated. I was completely captivated. I was it's just like
it's like she had this, like her eye, like her head was tilting down, but her eyes were on that camera, right?
And she meant that thing.
I was like,
she meant that thing. I gotta go back and really listen to the lyrics of the song. But what it felt like was, you broke up with me. You pretty much turned my world upside down. But I'm be all right. I'm be all right. That's what it felt like. I'm be all right. And it was such a strong pop vocal. It was that pop singer songwriter. It was the Olivia Rodrigo sound, but I loved her voice on it. She was running like you.
I don't remember. Here's the thing. I don't remember Sloane up until this round.
Oh, I remember her because we likened her to Zoe before. I know I did.
Okay, all right.
I was like, tell the story, sis. Tell the story. I was like, come on, Choice. I forget who said it. It might have been Snoop that said that she had like a movie voice. Yeah. Like her voice sounded like it should be in a movie. And I was like, oh yeah. So this was the perfect combination of person, vocal, performance presence, and song. Like all of those came together to make an absolutely incredible performance.
Oh, her and Sydney did Birds of a Feather.
They did Birds. Yeah.
Now, okay. Now I remember. Her.
Yeah, she was twinkling on that song.
Yeah.
She was twinkling on that song. In this song, she was like, she was serious.
Dark horse. Fold my dark horse.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, you might come in and just take this thing.
Take it all.
You
Absolutely.
might just take this. So
yeah, this was the song. I was like, I need to go back and listen to this version and Olivia's version because this song got something on it.
Yeah.
This thing got something on it.
Yeah, it was crazy. So how did it turn out?
So it turned out that Michael Bublé chose Camryn as the winner. And then as Sloane was saying her goodbyes and Michael...
You see the slick?
It was real slick. Michael got up to greet her and to give her a hug goodbye. And as he was standing up, he slipped and hit that button. And he said, you ain't going nowhere. You stand right on this team, Bublé.
Smart.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Smart. He said...
Yeah.
By the way, click up. You ain't slick, Michael. Okay.
It was good.
All right, Pitchies. Well, what a night. Do we have another show? We have another show tomorrow, don't we?
1 hour. 1 hour. So it probably will only be two. Right? Yeah, it'll probably only be two folks or two groups.
I am looking forward to tomorrow night. Yeah. More singing as always. Stephanie, tell the Pitchies what they need.
Yeah. So don't forget to follow and subscribe to the Pitchy Podcast on your favorite podcast platform so you can be the first to know when we drop a new episode. Also, check us out on YouTube. Please search for the Pitchy Podcast and hit that subscribe button so you know when we drop a new video. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at The Pitchy Podcast for new episode alerts, episode clips, and so much more. And last, we are on Patreon. I was breaking news to James today about our friend Tanner not being a part of the show. Listen to how that went down, along with so much more bonus content within our main feed episode, exclusive content like our initial reactions right after the show, our thoughts about our Friday leaks, so much more. Look for that information on the Patreon highlight in our IG page, or you can check our Linktree link in our bio, or you can always find a link to our Patreon in the show notes below.
All right. Well, first night of knockouts did not disappoint. On to the next. In and out, y'all. And we're here for every moment, every single voice. So good luck, the future contestants. We can't wait to hear you. And bye, Pitchies. See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.